Wait! Before viewing this video, check out DIY Making a Transaction Register with the link in the description below this video. This video, on the other hand, is about how to use that transaction register. This is a transaction register. It is used to keep track or register our purchases and deposits. By using a transaction register, we know what our balance or amount of money left in our account is. This way, we do not overdraw our account and incur bank charges. For our quick deposit record, you can see the shorthand code, the date, the type of deposit, whether it's insurance company or other, the amount of deposit, and the total number of deposits for this ledger. Let's use our homemade ledger to record this receipt that I had bought for this purpose here. And I only bought one item from the dollar store, so it's going to be very simple. We're going to start out in the upper right-hand corner with our total column, and we want to find out how much money do I have in my account. I'm not giving you the real amount. Let's say that I start with $10, and I suggest using a pencil, but for the sake of viewing it easier, I'm going to write in pen and see if that shows up for you. And this is a blue pen, so hopefully you can see the difference between it and the lines that I've drawn. So we have $10 there. And now we're going to go over to the date column. This receipt is from, if you look on the very bottom, 2/11/16 at 14:59 military time. But all we need in the dates is 2 for February, a slash, and 11 for the exact date in February. The description. You can get as creative as you want, but what I like to do so that I can quickly look back and compare it with the receipts is just write where I got the product. So Dollar Tree, and if I want to know what I bought on that date, I might write a little description, or if I'm feeling creative, which I often do, I could draw a picture of the item. So say it was a candy bar. You might have a little candy like that. That is not necessary, and that is not what people normally do in their ledgers, but I thought it was fun and cute. Is this a payment or is this a deposit? I bought something. I have the candy, so that means I paid my money. This is a payment. And while the item itself was $1, tax in Connecticut is 6%. So the payment is $1.06. In an actual ledger, we would see $1 in one column and 06 in another column. Why make separate columns when it's all payment? It could be easier than seeing that little decimal, especially if it gets smudgy, which it often does. So, payment, $1.06. There's nothing here. Do not write here. Don't put an X here. Don't do anything. Now we want to take our $10 and subtract $1.06. So for our math majors, what's $10 minus $1.06? If you got $9.94, guess again. In your total column, you will write your new total, $8.94. And then you can go on with your next purchases. Let's say that today was payday, and I'm going to put that it was a direct deposit. So today's date is February 12th. We're going to do a 2/12 and direct deposit. And I'm going to say I work at school and just leave it at that. All right. Now let's say school paid me $100. Not likely, likely a lot more. Is this a payment or is this a deposit? Yeah, the school paid me, but that means I'm depositing the money. So $100 goes into our deposit area. Now what happens in our total column? $8.94 plus $100 even. We are now left with a total of $108.94. So quickly, in this, how many deposits do you see? Deposit, one deposit of $100. How many payments have I made? This column, one payment. How many transactions total? 1, 2. 2 transactions. And what do I have in my account? $108.94. Now I can see what I have left to purchase with.
In the DIY register video, we learned how to make our paper and our computer variety of transaction registers. Here you just learned how to use the paper variety. Now we're going to see the difference between using one column each for payment and deposit in a physical form to using only one column in the virtual form. Here's our virtual format with the differentiation of one column for transactions as opposed to 2 columns, one for payment and one for deposit. Here's how you will use it. Let's start with the similarities. Now, what I might suggest is for row 2, instead of having something here, we might just want an opening balance. Open balance. So there's no transaction. The transaction here was just the initial $10, which would translate to our total here of $10. And you can see the decimals are immediately removed for the most boiled down answer. Now we can do our first transaction on February 11th. And once we click enter, you will see again the European format the 11th of February. We can type in Dollar Tree, and I don't feel like spending the time to insert a picture of a candy bar like I have before. So the transaction here is $1.06. You might be saying, wait, that's positive $1.06. Didn't we spend that? Yes, we did. So instead of just $1.06, you want to go and hit the key with a subtraction or negative symbol. It's the same key for your underlines. And then you can click enter, or now for your total. Total equals the sum of parentheses, all of those. So we left clicked and we dragged down and we unclicked. And then we'll close the parentheses and hit enter. And there's our positive $8.94, which is what we had in our physical copy. Now let's try for a deposit. On February 12th, which you can see, again, the same thing happened, 12th of February, we want our direct deposit of school. Now you might have noticed that while we were hitting a D for direct deposit, Dollar Tree showed up. Whatever you have in the description from the past can show up again and make your life so much easier, so you don't have to repeat the same description over and over. Go over to transactions. This was a deposit, so it's going to be a positive amount. We do not need the negative symbol. We will need our plain $100. You can add the decimal and zeros, but as you see, when you enter, you're still going to get 100. Now, check this out. Our new total is going to be equals the sum, parentheses. You can have the old total, a comma, and the newest transaction, and a comma, or end parenthesis. So you can see D3 is our old total, and C4 is our new transaction. Once I hit the enter key, we can see our current balance is $108.94, which is what we had in our original transaction in our regular format. Do you think that this is something that you can do on a regular basis?